Yes guys, and welcome back guys to a brand new video guys on my channel guys. In today's video guys, we are going to be doing two games in one video, and obviously that's the two Barcelona games that we played, home and away. I have done this in the last games as well. I apologise yet again for two games in one video, but could come a bit of more of a regular thing. But anyway guys, let's get into today's video talking about the first game, which was Barcelona versus Manchester United in the first leg playoff. We made 6 changes from last game against Real Sociedad. Talking about the start 11, so we started with De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Shaw, Malacia, Casemiro, Fernandes, Weghorst, Fred, Sancho and Rashford. Overall, I thought it was a fantastic contest between Manchester United and Barcelona. It was 2-2 after the first leg, a thrilling game to watch, a 4-goal thriller. I thought it was a fantastic game. It was an open game, and you know what, it was brilliant all around to see in a game like this against Barcelona. Two teams going at it as well, obviously two teams that could be in a potential final. It should have been a Champions League final. This time round it was a playoff for the round of 16 in the Europa League. But anyway, what did I make of the performance? I thought it was a good start for United. United had a few early opportunities. It was an end-to-end game and Barcelona slowly getting back into the game. United were giving the ball away too easily. Barcelona are looking at creating the runs in from behind. Wan-Bissaka is getting overrun a lot at the right side. Bruno needs to track Alaba. Weghorst had a massive chance. Rashford had a big chance as well. We've had chances but didn't take them. I think Weghorst got a little bit surprised with his chance as well. The referee let United play on, and I think Weghorst was a little bit surprised that had got played on, and I think he didn't realise. I think he obviously thought that play was going to stop, but I think with him having that big chance there that he should have took, Weghorst could have definitely took United the lead for 1-0 there, but we had the chances but we didn't take them. Then obviously De Gea made some great saves to keep us in the game. See, Barcelona had a fast start in the second half, big chance for Raphinha, but on the other hand Sancho had a big chance and Barcelona go 1-0 up. Now on the back post, I thought it was crap defending, zonal marking to its best, but then an instant great reaction from United and Rashford scores for 1-1. There was a good character and good team spirit. United are pressing high up the pitch. United are forcing Barcelona to make mistakes, and Kounde scores an own goal for 2-1. United look dangerous going forward. It's end-to-end. United should have had a penalty. We had a bit of a dodgy referee as well. Xavi made substitutions, comes from nothing, and Raphinha scores for 2-2. Great individual brilliance there. Barcelona pushing for the win, but United defended well. In the end, it was a fair result and all to play for Old Trafford. Who was my man of the match? I think you look at that team, I thought De Gea made some great saves in the game to keep us in the game. Wan-Bissaka had an alright game. Varane had a good game. Luke Shaw was not too bad. Malacia, an alright game. I thought the midfield. Casemiro had an alright game. I thought Weghorst was not bad. Bruno didn't do too bad. I thought Rashford had a good game, but he had a fantastic game. Rashford, I thought he was lively. I thought Sancho had a good game, and I thought Fred was not too bad as well. For me, I think the one man I have to give it to is that man Marcus Rashford for the brace, really. Getting to the goals now. First goal, Fred puts a great ball into Rashford, and Rashford scores for 1-1. Second goal, Rashford skipped away from Raphinha, goals a cross in, and Kounde scores an own goal for 2-1. Getting to the stats now, possession for Barcelona, it was 60.9%, and for Man United it was 39.1%. Goals for Barcelona, it was 2, for Man United it was 2. Total shots for Barcelona, it was 18, and for Man United it was 18. Shots on target for Barcelona, it was 8, and for Man United it was 5. Shot accuracy for Barcelona, it was 44.4%, and for Man United it was 27.8%. Shots inside the box for Barcelona, it was 7, and for Man United it was 16. Shots outside the box for Barcelona, it was 10, and for Man United it was 3. Total passes for Barcelona, it was 476 passes, and for Man United it was 309 passes. Pass accuracy for Barcelona, it was 80.7%, and for Man United it was 73.8%. Getting to the substitutions now, Sancho went off for Garnacho. Talk about Jaden's performance. Did not make the most of his opportunities with the ball and made the best of Wan-Bissaka's pullback, wasted a better chance at the start of the second half. Now getting into the second game now, which was Manchester United versus Barcelona in the second leg playoff. It was all down what had happened at Old Trafford. It was all going to decide at Old Trafford. So we obviously made one change from last game against Barcelona in the first leg. Talking about the start 11, so we started with De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez, Shaw, Fred, Casemiro, Fernandes, Sancho, Rashford and Weghorst. Getting into the overall reaction now, obviously that man Antony fires United into the last 16. Brilliant goal by Antony to take Manchester United into the last 16, going into the next game against Real Betis, setting us up with another Spanish team. Overall, great comeback from Man United, a great result. What a win it was. It was a morale boosting win as well. I thought United were fantastic in the second half. I thought it was a game of two halves as well, and it was a brilliant performance in the second half by Manchester United as well. Just what we wanted as well. We knew that we could definitely beat this Barcelona side, especially making Old Trafford a bit of a fortress now as well. I thought United did well, performed well, defended well. We got the result what we wanted at the end of the day, but what did I make of the performance? I thought United had a good start to the game yet again. Thought big chance for Bruno, dragged it wide. United had been on the attack, haven't really tested the goalkeeper as much. Barcelona had a few attacks but done nothing. United defended well. We had another dodgy referee again. Barcelona get a dodgy penalty for 1-0. We were giving away possession too easily. Barcelona are forming triangles to make it hard to play through them. I think we saw this from Atletico Madrid last season as well, where what they do is they have the back four, so they obviously have their left back, the centre back, and the right back, and that means of bringing three midfielders in to create these triangles to make it hard to play through them, which is making Manchester United to force off going wide all the time, so you have to keep using your wide players, which was pretty much Jadon Sancho and Rashford as well, or Weghorst as well, popping up from behind. It was pretty much forcing United to play wide. When they create those triangles, pretty much trying to force you to play out wide, which we had to do. Barcelona are controlling the game, controlled it well. United made a mistake at the back, but obviously made up for it. United were frustrated in the first half, but then I thought in the second half it was a game of two halves. It was a great start from United, seeing a reaction. Tactical changes were made, and Fred scores for 1-1. We pressed them high up the pitch. Great ball to Antony. The game was opening up a little bit more. It was getting a bit more stretched. It was end-to-end. It was competitive in the second half. United are controlling the game better, finding the spaces. We were more aggressive, ruthless, relentless, sustaining our attacks. Thought we defended well. Barcelona had a great chance in the and made a great save. Ten Hag made the right substitutions and made an impact coming off the bench. Barcelona were making mistakes. United had been dangerous and a threat going forward and making the runs in from behind, got between the lines. Antony makes it 2-1. Great strike, game management and decision making was vital, and it was a massive win for United to get through to the last 16. And it was a fantastic win for Manchester United and against a very good Barcelona side that are first in the La Liga, that are chasing after the La Liga as well this season. It was a brilliant win. What a comeback to come from behind and win, just what the doctor ordered. And it was a fantastic performance in the second half by Manchester United. Who was my man of the match? You know what? I thought there was a few players that deserved this man of the match award. I think a lot of the fans gave it the three Brazilian players because I thought them three were absolutely fantastic in the second half. I thought De Gea had a good game. I thought Wan-Bissaka was alright. I thought Varane had a fantastic game. I thought Martinez was good. I thought Shaw was good. I thought Casemiro was good. Fred was just good, improving so much under Erik ten Hag. I thought Fred had an alright game. Sancho had an alright game. I thought Rashford was alright as well. I thought Weghorst was okay as well. But obviously for me, I think I have to give it to a few players here, which I've written down here on my laptop. I think one of them has to be Varane for the very good defending, and I thought the three Brazilians had a fantastic game as well, which was Casemiro and Fred. Antony, getting to the goals now. First goal, Barcelona gave away possession. Sancho regains possession, pass the ball to Bruno. Bruno pass the ball to Fred. Fred shoots and scores for 1-1. Second goal, fantastic long ball by Martinez to Shaw. Shaw back heels it to Bruno. Bruno pass the ball to Kounde. Kounde shoots, blocked by Busquets. Fred shoots, blocked by Kessie. And Antony scores a fantastic goal for 2-1. A great curling effort from Antony. Getting to the stats now. For Man United it was 42.6%, and for Barcelona it was 57.4%. Goals for Man United it was 2, for Barcelona it was 1. Total shots for Man United it was 12, and for Barcelona it was 6. Shots on target for Man United it was 5, and for Barcelona it was 3. Shot accuracy for Man United it was 41.7%, and for Barcelona it was bang on 50%. Shots inside the box for Man United it was 9, and for Barcelona it was 3. Shots outside the box for Man United it was 3, and for Barcelona it was 3. Total passes for Man United it was 341 passes, and for Barcelona it was 451 passes. Pass accuracy for Man United it was 71.8%, and for Barcelona it was 80.5%. Getting to the substitutions now, Weghorst went off for Antony. Talk about Woot's performance. Started impressively and put himself about. Was absolutely no goal scoring threat again on his 11th consecutive start. I was hooked at half time. Wan-Bissaka went off at the low. Talk about Aaron's performance. The resented right back selection was deserved, and Wan-Bissaka was forced to be second with at both ends. Rekindled his productive partnership with Antony, but substituted in the 67th minute. Sancho went off for Garnacho. Talking about Jadon's performance, made an impact as the number 10 in the first half. His impact was instant when he switched to the flank in the second, as the ball was worked to Fred. Rashford went off a bit. Tom, when I talk about Marcus's performance, guilty of being a little greedy with the ball at times when there was good options on. Helped tire Barcelona. How do we beat Real Betis in the round of 16 first leg? Now obviously we've got Real Betis now in the round of 16. We're in the last 16 now against Real Betis. This is the first leg as well at Old Trafford. I think coming into this game against Real Betis, I think after seeing the back of that Liverpool fixture, I think United are going to be, I think United have got to see a reaction. I think it's going to be one of those sort of, I think it's going to be an important week for not only just for Manchester United, but for Ten Hag as well. I think United will have to, show a reaction. I think we're going to have to win this game, to sort of get back to winning ways. I think it'll sort of psychologically could get to United a little bit as well. I think Real Betis will definitely come into this game thinking, this is a great opportunity to get the win here and to settle it back at home the week after. So I think Real Betis know that United could be there for the taking. I think United are going to have to really dust themselves off and, obviously dust themselves off and sort it out in training. And I think Ten Hag's going to have to, throw on players that deserve a chance and, definitely rotate the squad, give some players an opportunity. I think take off the players that were absolutely dreadful against Liverpool and give some others a run out and give them a game. I think because I think they deserve it than them. I thought that. So I think United are going to have to come into this game. They're going to have to come in with some positive feelings. They're going to have to really, see a much better performance. We're going to have to perform way better than what we saw against Liverpool. I think, in these knockout phases, you have to play at your best. You have to perform well for a full 90 minutes. Against these sort of sides, against Real Betis that, that have got a very good manager in Manuel Pellegrini, obviously been at previous Premier League teams, Man City and West Ham, so he knows what it's like to face a Premier League team. So he's going to get his team well prepared for this as well. Obviously, they've got some fantastic quality players as well. Obviously, he's got some one or two Premier League players in his team as well. He's got Claudio Bravo and he's also got Ayoze Perez from Leicester on loan as well. So obviously, it could definitely help Real Betis in this fixture as well, of what it's like to face these, like a team like Manchester United in the Premier League as well. But Real Betis, I think they're a good team. I think, they're going to come here to cause the upset. They obviously want to give it everything that they've got. They're going to throw everything at it. It's it's a knockout phase. So they're going to have to perform well. I think they're sort of going to maybe sit back a bit and try and get us on the counter-attack as well. So Real Betis know that they've got a game on their hands here. They know that they need to perform well, and I think United need to perform well as well. And I think Real Betis are a good side. You don't want to write them off. I think they're in they're doing the fifth in the La Liga as well at the minute. So they're not doing too bad themselves. They're having a very good season. So United have to turn up, and we have to be ready for a game like this. I think mentally we have to get the right mindset, and I think we've got to prepare well for a game like this. And I think this could be a bit of a physical game with Real Betis because they'll give it everything that they've got. United are going to have to get everything out of the team that we possibly can in this game as well. But I think the fans will get on the players' side, and I think when we do show that quality in the final third, we have to score those goals, and we have to show that intensity, that tempo. We have to be showing that intent as well, and we have to be rampant as well, and we have to play with energy. And I think it's all about when we get these chances, we have to be able to take our chances, and I think we have to be ready for a game like this against Real Betis. We're going to be in for a long game, and I think United have to turn up, have to perform well, and we have to be ready for a game like this against Real Betis. But I think Real Betis are a technical and a skillful side. I think they're well organised as well. I think they're going to defend well. They're going to try and make it difficult to play through them. I think they'll definitely try and get those triangles going as well for United to find it hard to play through them, where they force us to go wide. But I think they're going to frustrate us as well. I think they're defensively going to be tight and compact. I think they're going to be direct. I think they're going to be physical. I think they're going to make runs in from behind. They'll give everything that they've got. They'll be aggressive. They'll be ruthless. They'll get between the lines. They're going to cause us problems. They'll like to come forward. They'll want to take risks. They'll want to play with width. I think it'll be tight and tactical as well. And I think in a game like this, I think it's going to be competitive. I think we could see some end-to-end action as well. And I think both teams will get the chances. And I think it's all about, you've got to show that quality at the final third. You've got to have that end product as well. And you have to be clinical on target as well. And we have to be able to be ruthless in our box, in their box, should I say. But I think we've got to defend properly. We've got to defensively be organised. We've got to keep it tight and compact ourselves. Defensively frustrate them. We need to be ruthless, relentless, aggressive, high intensity, high tempo, play with energy, create the chances, take your chances. We've got to be clinical, get the crosses into the box, drive them out of position. Set pieces could come into play. We need to play with width, get between the lines, got to close them down, don't let them get back into the game, don't leave any spaces open. They'll show incredible team spirit, character and fight. We've got to do the basics right. Game management and decision making will be vital. I think we're going to get tight, don't let them get a shot off, sustain your attacks, do the basics, win your 50-50s, win your second balls, win your duels, put them on the back foot, keep possession. Fullbacks have got to be effective, force them to make mistakes, put them under pressure, don't let the wingers cut back inside, don't afford to make mistakes, make the runs in from behind, don't get pulled out of position, and be explosive and keep Jose quiet. Next up, we've got Real Betis. Real Betis, as we know, they're 5th in the La Liga. Obviously, coming into this game against Real Betis, we know it's going to be a tough game. United are going to have to definitely perform well for a full 90 minutes. I think United are going to have to see a response. I think we're going to have to perform well for a full 90 minutes. It's a knockout game here. I think United are going to have to make this game incredibly hard for Real Betis. Real Old Trafford, the fortress now, so we have to be able to have a strong defensive back line. I think we have to get hold of that midfield. It's all about getting those balls into our wingers and to go and be ruthless, be relentless, sustain your attacks. But we've got to bring that energy. We're going to have to bring that intensity. We have to bring that tempo. Erik ten Hag, I think he's going to rotate the squad. I think he's going to freshen up the side. I think he's going to give some players a chance as well in a game like this. I think we're going to have to be mentally in the right mindset, the right mentality in a game like this against Real Betis. It's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult. I think it's going to be a competitive game. I think it's going to be end to end. I think both teams are going to have the chances. I think it's all about showing that quality in the final third and also about the end product. And you've got to be clinical as well and take your chances. In a game like this for Manchester United, we have to be able to get that first goal. I think in knockout phases like this, it's all about getting that first goal. There's no away goal on here, so I think it's all about don't concede in a game like this. Do not let Real Betis have any chance of going through. The aim in this game is getting a win, getting a clean sheet, and also seeing a much more response, a much more of a reaction from Manchester United. We've got to be able to play with courage, intent, conviction, and we've got to turn up to a game like this against Real Betis. Real Betis will be up for this. I think they're going to come here to play. They want it as well, battling for a trophy. So they want to come here to Old Trafford and definitely cause up an upset. So United have to be able to be on top of this from start to finish. We have to defend well. We have to be able to frustrate them. We have to be tight and compact. We have to do the basics right. We have to get back to the basics after what had happened against Liverpool. Get back to your basics. It's a much needed win. And we have to see much more of a response from Manchester United. I'd like to see a bit more of a feisty Manchester United, a bit more of an angry Manchester United in this game as well. It's all about a quick start in both halves. I think it's all about the game management and the decision making in a game like this. Let's give it all or nothing. We've got nothing to lose ourselves. We have to give it absolutely everything that we've got. Got to perform well for a full 90 minutes. Let's go get the win. Let's see that response. Let's see that reaction. Go out there, give it everything that you've got. Go and get that first goal. Let's go and control and dominate that game. And go and get what you deserve at the end of the day. Real Betis is scoring 2 goals per game. Real Betis is scoring 0.7 goals per game. Real Betis have the 7th best defence in the league. The Europa League, Real Betis have won 5, drawn 1, and they've lost 0 games. So they're doing well. They're performing well. They're doing well themselves. And we have to be ready for a game like this against Real Betis. The players to look out for is Silva, Montoya, Gonzalez, Ruiz, Felipe, Sabali, Miranda, Rodri, Carvalho, Rodriguez, Canales, Yambi, Fekir, Iglesias, Henrique, Jose and Perez. Hope you guys are enjoying another video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the video in the next couple of days, and peace.